Hello, beautiful people. I'm Chris Maddox, founder of the Wild Woman Project and Wild Woman Fest. And I'm speaking to you today because we always meet like this at new moon time. So the new moon is upon us. Depending upon your time zone, it'll fall on January 31st or February 1st. And each and every time the new moon comes, the sky goes dark. You see the stars, but the moon is not visible from Earth. And we begin a process where the moon will, over the next 29 and a half days, grow and grow and grow until it's full midway, and then it will wane back and back into that dark. Teaching us every time it goes around about the natural cycles of life, how they are so circular and repetitive, and nature is constantly changing, but there is a cyclical thing and there is a pattern we can follow. It's not pure chaos. And so this new moon, as we step into it, acknowledging that here at the Wild Woman Project, we started an exploration last fall in September that we've been carrying and we will continue to carry basically until the end of the summer 2022. And the exploration is this path of the poets. So each and every new moon, we are looking to a specific poem written by a woman who is embodying the wild woman archetype in some way, shape, or form, and allowing ourselves to kind of step into the world of the poem. And by reading it, kind of step into the perspective of the poet to, as much as we can, see through the eyes of the artist. And there's such a value in doing that. Each and every time we attempt to understand someone else's perspective, we grow because we can notice where, where we really resonate, where we say, oh, this is really familiar. I can relate to this in some way. And we can notice the places where it's like, I don't really relate to this. I don't really understand it, but let me try to see where this person is coming from. And in that chance, I believe we learn as much from agreeing on things as we do from disagreeing on things, and maybe even more from disagreeing on things. And, that dynamism of having the kind of this shape of the circle, knowing that in the great, enormous circle of the human family, we have as many perspectives on any subject matter as there are people in the circle. And today, on this new moon, we are stepping into the great big shoes and the unique, treasured perspective of the great Alice Walker. So Alice Walker is a Pulitzer Prize winning artist, known for winning the Pulitzer Prize for fiction for The Color Purple. She's also a really prolific poet. She is an activist, and she wrote a poem for her dear friend, Gloria Steinem, the great feminist, second wave feminist leader and writer and thinker, on the occasion of Gloria Steinem's birthday. So she wrote this poem as a kind of speech on the occasion of her birthday. And in a second, we're going to walk through this poem together. One of the things I really love about stepping into the world of this particular poem is that we get to experience, as much as we can, the special kind of bond between two friends. And these are both two kind of major public figures, so we know a little bit about Alice Walker, a lot about Alice Walker, depending upon how much of her writings that we have ingested. And we know a little bit or a lot about Gloria Steinem, but we can never know their private lives, and they are privately very close friends. So I know, 10 years ago, when I started the Wild Woman Project around this time, the new year, 2012, one of the major pieces of, or I should say, major subject matters I wanted to step into is the relationships between women. I grew up, I was born in 1984. I'm considered a geriatric millennial. Yes, that is a real thing, a geriatric millennial. So like I didn't have social media until I was in college, I didn't have a cell phone until I was a late teenager. And then I couldn't even, you didn't text. I didn't text until I was in college. So just to give you a little window. So I grew up, the culture I grew up in, there was a lot in the media where you observed the pitting against one woman pit against the other woman. And the relationships between women were sort of talked about as though they were just catty, backstabbing. I grew up thinking when I was in high school, I was like, I don't trust women. And I felt that way. I was like, I don't trust women. My best friends were like guys, and I felt that deeply. And I'm kind of sad. I'm sad for my young self, but at the same time, part of being in circle with women early on, before the Wild Woman Project, when I was facilitating circles, part of the medicine of that experience was the deepening of my respect for women, my understanding of who we are as creatures. And I learned how to trust women, and sort of remembered something that I actually didn't know, that there's really something special that happens when women get together. And so no place is that more evident than in these special relationships between dear friends. And yeah, so there's so much to say. I just wanted to say a little bit before we get into the poem. So here we hear Alice Walker speaking in detail about and honoring her dear good friend, Gloria Steinem. So let's see what she has to say. Remembering this thing of seeing through her eyes. It's called She. She is the one who will notice that first snapdragon of spring is in bloom. She is the one who will tell the most funny and complicated joke. She is the one who will surprise you by knowing the difference between turnips and collard greens, and between biscuits and scones. She is the one who knows where to take you dancing, or where the food and the restaurant's decor are not to be missed. She is the one who is saintly. She is the one who reserves the right to dress like a slut. She is the one who takes you shopping. She is the one who knows where the best clothes are bought cheap. She is the one who warms your home with her fragrance, the one who brings music, magic, and joy. She is the one speaking the truth from her heart. She is the one at the bedside, wedding, funerals, or divorce of all the best people you dearly love. She's the one with courage. She is the one who speaks her bright mind. She is the one who encourages young and old to do the same. She is the one on the picket line, at the barricade, at the jail, in the prison. She is the one who is there. If they come for me and I am at her house, I know she will hide me. If I tell her where I have hidden my heart, she will keep my secret safe. She is the one who, without hesitation, comes to my aid, my defense. She is the one who believes my side of the story first. She is the one whose heart is open. She is the one who loves. She is the one who makes activism the most compelling because she is the one who is irresistible her own self. She is our sister, our teacher, our friend, Gloria Steinem. Born 75 years ago, glorious to your parents and still radiant today. Happy birthday, beloved. The grand feast of your noble spirit has been and is the cake that nourishes us. We thank you for your beauty and your being. Namaste. So there's so much to love and savor and enjoy in that poem. And the attention to detail, the way Alice Walker has carefully seen her friend and has put into language this blessing, which is a poem reflecting all of these parts of her dear friend. It's one of the great treasures of intimacy in a friendship. When you look at your friend, or your friend looks at you and sees you, you see them, and you bear witness to their life, their being, their way, what they're going through at any given moment. And that witnessing and that being witnessed is probably one of the greatest gifts that we can ever have in a lifetime. I think so. So I want to offer you some Alice Walker she inspired play for this moon cycle. So we've referenced this in the past, but there's a fictional holiday created from the world of the television series Parks and Recreation, starring Amy Poehler, where the main character, Amy Poehler's character, Leslie Knope, celebrates something called Galentine's Day. So it's the day before Valentine's Day. It's on the 13th of February each and every year. And in the show, she always gathers her women and she has a Galentine's Day and they do something and she gives them Galentine's presents and things. So this moon cycle holds within its many days February 13th. So the play for this moon cycle, if you would like it, is for you to write a Galentine's Day card poem for one of your dear friends. And you can feel free to use Alice Walker's framing here and the repetition of she is the one, she is the one, she is the one, she is the one. And choose a friend who you'd love to reflect to. So I would love to, just to give you a little sample of it or an example, I would love to actually honor one of our sisters who is called Amanda Petroselli. And Amanda is, it's Amanda and I who run the back end of the Wild Woman Project. She is the director of communications and creative development, and she is, without her and her enormous contributions to everything that we do, it just wouldn't function the way it does. So Amanda and I have known each other for a long time, even before the Wild Woman Project. And she was one of our very first circle leaders who signed up for circle leader training at the very beginning of 2012. So we've known each other for a good long time. And I made a little mini poem to share for public, for you, for Amanda, that I'd love to read for you. And it just so happens that Amanda P was born on February 13th, which is Galentine's Day. So I want to dedicate this and share this for Amanda. She is the one who chooses her pink roses and her words with great care. She is the one who lays her body over the meeting place of art and magic. A grandmother at birth, she is our little sister and our cherished counselor, and a treasure trove of talents. Happy birthday, Amanda. Surely your future is as bright and bountiful as your heart. Oh, happy birthday and Galentine's Day, Amanda P. Anybody else who knows and loves Amanda with me, feel free to give her a little shout in the comments below. And I hope that you will play with this invitation to write and reflect for a woman in your life who you really, really love. And have fun with seeing her as the multidimensional being that she is. If you'd like to share an excerpt from your poem that you write about your friend in the comments, I'd love to read them. It would be really fun for us to have a little bit of a Galentine's Day celebration in the comments. So I'll look forward to reading those. So before I let you walk into this moon cycle with Alice Walker's inspiration in your heart, I want to let you know about two things. Number one, we have our winter immersion starting in about a week from the new moon. So over half of the spots have been claimed at this point. That means there's a few left. And this is a intimate group. So the space is limited to 44 women total. And it's a 4-week, I think of it like an adventure for the soul. It really is the spirit of retreat. So we're going to us 44 women are going to take 4 weeks to gather from our homes around the world 3 times a week. Every single Monday, there will be a Wild Woman School session with me. And the group is small enough so everyone can be on screen who wants to be on screen. And in that lesson, there's meditation. I'm going to give you a ritual recipe for the week, something to contemplate, something to do, and get your sort of juices flowing. Then on Thursday, there is a circle ceremony with Amanda P. And y'all know a lot about circles at this point. Everybody gets a chance to share and to hear the wisdom that comes from around the circle. And every Saturday, we have a joy making session, which can range from tea parties to dance parties to open mics. There's all sorts of fun stuff that we cook up for you, but it's just intentional joy making, which I think we can all use more and more of. I think sometimes we get a little too serious about our spiritual practice. So that Saturday especially is a little medicine for that tendency. And the thing to know about this process, if it's stirring, if you're thinking about it, is there's no have-tos, like there's no homework. This isn't a certification course of any kind. This is a retreat. You make of it what you make of it. And you're not going to be told this is how you do it. We do a lot more asking questions and experiential so that you really, we're lightly guiding it, but it's really a container for you to listen and be with your inner guidance. And there's a special accent on the creative life force that flows through all of us. With this particular one, our theme for this immersion is Cave of the Creatrix. So, as with everything we do, there's a mystical dimension to it. There is a turning towards the wild woman archetype, turning towards the guidance that comes from the natural world, the guidance that comes from around the circle, and most importantly, the guidance that comes from within. So if you'd like to join us for the immersion, I'll put a link below this video. Please do. I am so looking forward to the experience for many reasons. So I can't wait to be with you. And I think I was going to say a second thing, but I don't actually have a second thing. So I will just let you free. And may you be inspired by the perception, the eyes that Alice Walker has. And as you move through your life, and particularly in this moon cycle, to really notice the people or your dearest, really try to see them on all kinds of levels, all of these, this poem that she wrote about Gloria Steinem, she's noticed so many details. So see if you can see through the eyes of the poet who notices the depth and dimension of those around her. Okay, until next time, have a great moon cycle.